Hi everyone, welcome back to Case Burrow. Today I'm going to be filming a pretty casual video about my July TBRs. My reading plan for this month is rather ambitious, but you know what? It's summer, so let's get into it. So first, I will be reading a Jane Austen novel for the month of July to participate in the Jane Austen July BookTube event. So in actuality, the Jane Austen July as an event has 7 prompts that you have to fulfill to be able to fully participate in the event. I will leave a link down below in the description of a video that you can check out to see more details about the event. But just currently, I'm not a huge fan of Jane Austen, and I also have a long list of other books that I want to read this month. So I've just decided to read just one novel by Jane Austen to participate in the event. So last year, I read Persuasion by Jane Austen, which is her last novel that was also published posthumously, and I really enjoyed it. I'll be reading another novel of hers that was also published posthumously, but from what I know, this novel was written a long time before Persuasion was written. So the book I'll be reading for this month will be Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey. Yeah, so as you can see, I've just started reading the book. From just reading 39 pages of the book, I've gathered that it's a pretty humorous book and a pretty light book as well. So I'm excited to get into it. And also, I know that Northanger Abbey is about a reader as well. So that's also another reason why I chose to read this book. And then I will be continuing to read books from A Dance to the Music of Time. I always forget the long title of this series, by Anthony Powell. So I read the first story in this series last month, and there was a question of upbringing. I actually really enjoyed the story, so I'm really excited to move further along. At the end of the last story, the main characters had just moved on to college years, and also they had experienced some love in their life. So I'm really excited to follow them along. And then I am also going to be reading certain books that I already have from my physical TBR, and they are going to be Watership Down by Richard Adams, Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, and Earthly Powers by Anthony Burgess, and then R.F. Kuang's Babel. Yeah, and I am hoping, despite the quite hefty size of these books, since Babel is a fantasy novel and Watership Down is a children's book of sorts, I'm hoping that these books won't take the whole month to read, hindering me from fulfilling my reading plans for this month. And then I have some books. I usually just try to mix in some physical books with the books that I have on my Kindle, just because although I love the feel of physical books, sometimes my wrists hurt so that I can't be carrying these quite heavy books. It is more convenient for me to just carry the Kindle app on my phone. And also sometimes I just forget to bring my physical books, and it is easier to just have things to read on my phone as well. So the first book I will be reading on my Kindle app is a book that I've had on the app for several years. So I really need to get to reading it. And that is the translation of Anorexia by Anne Carson. I had read I had read 2 books by Anne Carson already, and just recently I've read Nox, which I actually really enjoyed as well. So, and I've heard that Anne Carson's translation of Anorexia is very passionate and also surprisingly modern. So I'm really excited to read the book. And I also have several other books that I want to read on my Kindle app. These books are House of Day and House of Night by Olga Tokarczuk, Lonesome Dove, and Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. For Tokarczuk's books, I am planning on reading House of Day and House of Night, just because I just want to continue my streak of trying to completely read through Tokarczuk's works of novels, because I've enjoyed every single book that I've read by her. And then for Lonesome Dove, it is some kind of like, it is a case of FOMO for me, honestly. Literally, I feel like Lonesome Dove has kind of taken over the booktube channels that I've been watching, and everyone kind of raves about the book. So I figured that later is better than never, so I might as well just go on and read the book. And then John Wiswell's Someone You Can Build a Nest In is a sci-fi novel, and I know that it won the 2024 Nebula Award for Best Novel. And yeah, and usually the books that get these like sci-fi novel awards, like Hugo Award or Nebula Awards, I tend to get along with, so I'm excited to read the book. And also, as someone who is somehow always longing for home, even when I am at home, the title of Someone You Can Build a Nest In is quite intriguing. So yeah. And then the final book on my TBR list, at least within my English TBR list, is George Saunders' Lincoln in Bardo. I had read George Saunders' short story collection Pastoralia in May, and I really enjoyed his craftsmanship of short stories, and I know that Lincoln in Bardo, Saunders actually got a Booker Award, so I'm excited to read the book, although from what I could gather, the book is kind of hit or miss based on who reads the book. So I'm also curious as to whether I would like Saunders' writing style in his novel. And then that is it for my English TBR list. But as you guys know, one of my goals for my booktube channel is also to introduce my audience to some of my favorite Korean authors as well. There will be an image of these authors, this month's mysterious authors book. And if you guys can read Korean, obviously there will be a spoiler as the author's name will be on the cover. But you know, I'm excited to do a deep dive into these authors' works of art. And you know, at the end of the month, I will be making a video on this author, as I had done in June. Yeah, so that's it for my reading plans for the month of July. What books are you guys planning on reading this month? Let me know in the comments, and bye, and see you next week.